Welcome to lesson 2 of Arabic grammar for understanding the Quran. So in this lesson we're going to cover what is grammar and nahu. We're going to talk about its definition and what is the essence of what we are actually studying in this course. The second point is al-i'rab, which stems from an-nahu. So i'rab is the study of case endings. So we're going to look at some of the different types of case endings on words and when they are used. Third, huruf al-jar. So huruf al-jar are a set of prepositions in the Arabic language which we are going to look at and practice using in example sentences. Now you might notice we looked at harf in the previous lesson, so huruf is just the plural version of harf. So what is grammar and nahu? So grammar translates to an-nahu. So the definition is that Arabic grammar is the knowledge of what diacritical mark to write on the last letter of each word, which indicates the role it plays in the context of the sentence. So let's take an example sentence. يكتب الطالب الواجب في الدفتر. So notice that each word ends with a specific diacritical mark. So in the Arabic language there are four main marks, which are al-dhamma, fatha, kasra and sukun. So al-dhamma can be seen here. يكتب. So at the end of يكتب is a dhamma. At the end of الطالب is a dhamma also. At the end of الواجب is a fatha. Now at the end of الدفتر is a kasra. Now there are no sukuns in this example, however we'll come across some examples in the future that have a sukun at the end of them. So al-i'rab is basically the study of these case endings. So this is the essence of what Arabic grammar is. So all of these different marks have a specific reason for being there. So the type of diacritical marks used at the end of the word relates to its function in the sentence. So al-i'rab, like we said, means case endings. So for an ism, for a noun can either end with a dhamma, a fatha or a kasra. So if an ism ends in a dhamma, it's called ism marfu'. If it ends in a fatha, it's called ism mansub. If it ends in a kasra, it's called ism majroor. So some examples of when an ism is marfu' are shown here. جاء محمد, as you can see the dhamma here. أكل الطالب البرتقال. شربت البنت اللبن. You can see all of these nouns end with a dhamma. Now ism mansub, here are some examples. رأيت محمدا. ضربت الطالب. اخترت البنت. All of these nouns end in a fatha. Now some examples of ism majroor. ذهبت إلى محمد. مررت بالطالب. نظرت إلى البنت. Each of these nouns end in a kasra. And we're going to discuss how each mark relates to the function of the noun in the next lesson. So we're going to talk about when we make an ism marfu', when we make it a mansub, and when we make it a majroor. So the i'rab for al-fi'l al-mudari', so the case endings for a present tense verb, so they can either be a fi'l al-mudari' can either end in a dhamma, a fatha or a sukun. So some examples of when a verb ends with a dhamma, when a verb is marfu'. يأكل محمد الفاكهة. يشرب إبراهيم اللبن. تدرس عائشة القرآن. Each of these verbs end in a dhamma. Some examples of فعل منصوب. لن يأكل محمد الفاكهة. أراد أن يشرب اللبن. لن تدرس عائشة في مصر. So each of these verbs end in a fatha. Now فعل مجزوم. لم يأكل محمد الفاكهة. لا تشرب الخمر يا إبراهيم. لم تدرس عائشة القرآن. So each of these verbs you can see end in a sukun. So again in the next lesson we're going to learn what determines which mark to use on a verb. So moving on to huruf al-jar. So حروف الجر, like we mentioned, the word حروف is the plural of حرف. So حروف الجر are prepositions that come before a noun and make it مجرور. So if a preposition comes before, if a حرف جر comes before a noun, it makes the noun that comes after it مجرور. So it makes it end in a كسرة. So these are a list of حروف الجر. من, which means from, إلى, which means to, عن, which can mean from or about, على, which means on, في, which means in, ب, which means with, لام, which means for, and كاف means similar to. So you'd use this when you want to compare something with something else. So القاعدة, which is the rule. So the rule is that when a حرف جر comes with a ism, it makes it مجرور. So below it is a كسرة. So if a ism is preceded by a حرف جر, it becomes مجرور. So underneath it, it has a كسرة. So moving on to some examples of using حروف الجر. So in this column, we're going to have the حرف الجر. And in this column, we're going to have the اسم مجرور. So let's read the first sentence. اشتريت لبنا من السوق. I bought milk from the market. So the حرف here will be من. The حرف الجر here would be من. And the اسم المجرور will be السوق. من السوق. As you can see, as it has come after من, it now has a كسرة at the bottom. So it's مجرور. The next example. ذهبت إلى المدرسة. I went to the school. So the حرف الجر here would be إلى, and the اسم مجرور will be المدرسة. Third example. صليت في المسجد. I prayed in the mosque. The حرف الجر will be في, and the اسم المجرور will be المسجد. Next example. القلم على المكتب. The pen is on the desk. So the حرف الجر here will be على, and the اسم المجرور will be المكتب, which comes after it. Now let's take this example. ابتعد عن الحرام. ابتعد عن الحرام. Stay away from haram. So the حرف الجر here will be عن, and the اسم المجرور will be الحرامي. So move on to the next example. هذا الكتاب لمحمد. This book is for Muhammad. So the حرف الجر here will be اللام, and اسم المجرور will be محمد. And as you can see in this example, the lam is attached to the اسم المجرور. So the next example. أنا أكتب بالقلم. I write with the pen. So the حرف الجر here will be الباء, and اسم المجرور will be القلم. And again, the ba is attached directly to the اسم المجرور. The final example. فاطمة كالقمر. Fatima is like the moon. So the حرف الجر here will be الكاف, and the اسم المجرور will be القمر. And again, the kaf is attached to the اسم المجرور in this example. So familiarize yourself with these huruf, these prepositions, and just remember that the rule is that a noun that comes after the preposition is always majroor, so it always has a kasra at the end of it. And this is the end of the second lesson.